Recording.
Welcome back to Getting Baked with Stoner Steve. I'm Stoner Steve, and we're getting baked. I had a little mishap here with a video for doing the brownies. Unfortunately, I was using my phone to do the videography, and well, I get lots of phone calls and texts, and my phone doesn't stop, and we lost the whole video. So I'm going to go over this a little bit real quick with y'all and give you the rundown on how I went through this process and how I got these brownies that are here in the oven right now. I started out with this pot right here with boiling water and this bowl on top. Got it to a nice warm heated temperature. I poured 4 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips in there. I melt them down real good. Get it to a nice heated temperature. All melted good. Then I bring it over here and I put in 4 tablespoons of unsalted organic butter. I mix that in real well. I cut it up in small pieces and mix it real well. Yeah, hey, why don't you spark that blunt up there, Shaggy Two Dope. Anyways, back to the recipe here. Yeah, I blended in 4 tablespoons of unsalted organic butter, and then I blended in a whole half a cup, which is 8 tablespoons, 1 whole stick of can of butter. Now the recipe that I was going by here calls for only 2 tablespoons of can of butter, and all the rest to be regular unsalted organic butter. But I'm Stoner Steve. I like to get baked. So that's what we're doing. We quadrupled the recipe. We put in 8 tablespoons of can of butter instead of 2. And we're going to get really super baked from these things, we're hoping. Okay, so back to our recipe. Now we got 4 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips, 1 cup of can of butter, or half cup of can of butter, and 4 tablespoons of unsalted organic butter. Blend that in really well, make it nice and soupy, and
Pause for
then we
the
want to mix
cause.
in our sugar. Sugar calls for 1.5 cups of white granulated sugar and a half a cup of cane sugar. I didn't have no cane sugar, so I just used 2 cups of white granulated sugar. I blended that well, made it to where the sugar's all melted, and then I mixed in, it calls for a teaspoon of ground espresso. I didn't have ground espresso, so I used what I got in the house. I googled it and it said to use ground coffee, some ground coffee. So I got this caramel drizzle gourmet coffee, and I used the caramel drizzle ground coffee in this in my brownie mix. 1 teaspoon. I also used a teaspoon of vanilla extract and a pinch of salt. I blend that all well with a mixer, with my hand mixer right here, with a whisk on it, not the blenders on it, but the whisk. I mix it all well, and then I put the flour in. When I put the flour in, it's a 1 cup of flour, and I don't use the hand mixer for the flour. I use a spatula, this thing right here, spatula, and I fold the flour into my mixture of chocolate, sugar, and can of butter, and vanilla, and ground coffee, and all that other stuff that I just told you I put in. Now, if anybody would like a list of my recipe, just make a comment on there and ask me to give you a comment back, and I can give you a list of these things. Or you can rewind the video and watch it over and over and over again, because it's awesome watching Stoner Steve get baked. But anyways, I did my batter like that. I took a 13 by 9 inch baking pan. I lined it with foil, made it nice and tight and smooth with the foil, and then I sprayed baking Pam in there. And now the oven is telling me that my brownies are just about done. So I'm going to take a toothpick. I'm going to open this oven up and take a toothpick and check and see how these brownies are looking. So, ooh, the heat just steamed up my glasses. Boy, these things look delicious, and they are perfectly done. We are going to take these brownies out right now, and we're going to set them on one of these cooling racks that I got laying around here somewhere. And we're going to set it over here on the dining room table. And we're going to let this cool for about 30 minutes. And after 30 minutes, we'll be back. We're going to taste them. We'll let you all know how they taste. And then we'll come back with a short video tomorrow and let you know just how baked we get off this quadruple dosage of THC in these awesome can of brownies. Are my buddy Small Fry, my partner Shaggy Two Dope, Chris Butthead, and I'm Stoner Steve. We're baked. All right, we're back here at Getting Baked with Stoner Steve on our video of brownies here. Here's what the outcome looks like after they came out the oven. They've sat and cooled for 30 minutes now. Also, I forgot to mention the temperature of the oven is supposed to be set at 350, preheated at 350 while you're making your batter. And the bake time is 35 to 40 minutes. Anyways, I'd line my pan with some foil here, and then I spray some Pam inside the foil to make it so that instead of cutting the brownies inside this square pan, it makes it kind of hard to get to the edges and cut it properly. So this foil makes it so I can just pull it out like this, and I fold this off of here, and hopefully this works right.
You got one big stoner brownie.
I got one brownie before I cut her all up. Look at that. Look at that. Right off the foil. Alright, now a good pastry chef friend of mine taught me this little trick, and they told me to use this for cake and stuff, and I'm going to try it with these brownies. I don't know, these brownies are kind of a little stiff, so I don't know if it's going to work for the brownies like I'm hoping it's going to, but I'm going to try it out. You know, usually with your conventional, with your knife, you know, cutting through like cake and stuff like that, you're going to have a lot of your product stick to the cake, so you're going to lose product. So he told me to take a piece of dental floss. Now mine, unfortunately, I don't have any plain waxed dental floss, so I have a mint flavored dental floss. But hell, peppermint patties are minty, right? Mint chocolate chips, yeah. So we're going to try this out. I'm going to try and cut this into, they tell me I'm supposed to get 24 sections out of here. I don't know how I'm going to do this though, but let's see. Okay, we're going to try this. Okay, I see this is not going to work like that. The brownie's too stiff
You mean
for
like
that.
piano wire?
Yeah, I need a piece of like piano wire or something. So I'm just going to stick with my knife here. I'm actually going to turn this over into the pan because I don't want it sliding around on me. So,
Changed his mind.
yep, change my mind. Different direction. Look at that. Oh my god, this thing's
That was a clean slice.
Ain't nobody talking.
No,
I got some people here.
We're
visiting,
all
right?
drooling.
But everybody's
We're all
drooling
over these fucking brownies.
Everybody
Shaggy
wants to try
Two Dope.
one, so
We got a little small fry over
I
here.
want to see just what I get out of this.
Oh, damn.
And
So
I'm gonna
delicious.
get let's say
16.
Yeah, I'm gonna get 16. I don't see where they're counting 24.
It's gonna be like have to be like a third smaller or something.
Yeah, I would have to cut these a little bit smaller to because these are some very, very strong brownies.
It's like those
I don't even
cookies.
put this much. This is the same amount of butter that I put in my batch of chocolate chip cookies that I get 62 cookies out of. So imagine that the same amount of butter out of 62 cookies, and I'm getting only 16 brownies out of these things.
It's like quadruple.
So I guarantee I could cut these things in half, and they would more than do the job. So I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to make 16, this size right here, and then I'm going to take them and I'm going to cut them down. And now, again, I don't sell my product, but I would assume that something like that would probably be about a $5 brownie. I don't know. I've never actually went and bought my own edibles, but I don't want to. I want again. I use mine for pain. I medicate myself, and I'm just trying to teach folks how to do it theirself, so that they don't have to go spend the money that they would spend in a
Dispensary
the medical dispensaries, the cannabis dispensaries.
or a backwoods shop.
Yeah, or the backwoods shops, exactly. So I think they'd probably be nice. Perfect.
That's
Anyways,
Tournament at 32, wasn't it?
I think I showed you all here what we're gonna do, and how we're gonna do this, and what I did here, and exactly how much of my butter that I put in. Like I said, I quadrupled what they called for, because I'm Stoner Steve and I like to get baked. So again, they called for 2 tablespoons of can of butter. I put 8 spoons of can of butter.
That is insane, dude.
And me and a couple of my friends here, Shaggy Two Dope, Small Fry,
Yo.
Butthead Chris, we're all
About to get
we're all gonna eat one of these brownies and test one of these brownies, and I guarantee we are all about to get baked. So I'm Stoner Steve. We'll be back tomorrow to let you know just how baked we got, and until then, I'm baked. Resume. Resume, yo. I am Stoner Steve. Back here with Getting Baked with Stoner Steve. And I know we said we were going to come back tomorrow to tell you how baked we got off of these things. But I had to come back now just to tell you how freaking banging they are.
So
These
delicious.
freaking things. I've never made a brownie one from scratch, not even a normal brownie. I've made brownies in a package. I never thought it was this easy. And these brownies are banging. And they're made by Stoner Steve. We're all getting baked. We'll be back.
Amazing brownies.